today. Unfortunately, Tim and Bruno weren't able to make it back today, but we wanted to make sure that they were acknowledged for the work they put in. Okay, so how we got to our idea. Obviously, you were there on Friday night when we came up with lots of ideas. Our first one started with utilising the unused office space in the city. We're all dead excited about the theme. We thought, oh my god, this could be amazing. And then we came in on Saturday morning and everything changed. We did a bit of market research, went out and spoke to people, as you all did, it sounds like. We did a lot of mind mapping, we asked some questions, and we got a lot of feedback. And we actually realised when we looked at the problem that it was more the existing environment and the people within it that we wanted to help, that the real problem was there. When we were asking people, it was about their environment and what they wanted. So our problem changed a little bit. We started to flesh out what our problem was. And when we got to the end of it, we realised it was that people wanted an environment that allowed them to work the way they wanted to. But at the moment, we've got a lot of homogeny in the environment. People lacked flexibility to change their environment. They had different requirements of their work environment depending on what type of work they were doing, whether they're doing focus work or collaborations. They were bored, lacking motivation, and found work tedious quite often. They didn't enjoy their work environment, a lot of people, and most people found that there was interruptions and distractions via people, the environment in general, social media, and even lighting and that sort of thing. So we started to really build up a picture of what some of the key problems were, and we did a lot of research about some of the existing solutions, but they didn't fulfill all the criteria. We came up with a solution. So our solution, we knew, had to be flexible, because that was one of the key things, it had to be affordable, it had to make people happier, because that's one of the things they were really lacking, and make people more productive. So, how do we go about that? Well, we thought about who our end user would be. So, who's our end user? It's Paul. He's a 9-to-5er in your general average office work environment. He works in Manchester, has a reasonable salary, kind of your average Joe. Currently he feels unmotivated, and he wants to be doing more with his life. So we kind of started to really think about who he is. But we also realised within the office environment, there's the person who controls it. This is Brian. Brian is our business owner. He's the CEO of the company. He's got a bigger salary. He maybe wants to be the next Richard Branson. You know, he wants his employees to respect him and to be respected by those around him. He's got wife and kids, likes to get golf, that kind of thing, and he wants to make his workplace happier, his employees more loyal and productive, and he knows his current office isn't doing that, because otherwise people would be saying that about him. In general, he describes himself as smart, hardworking, and striving to be 2 steps ahead. We realised that this flexibility that people needed in the environment meant they had different modes they worked in, whether they were highly focused, whether they were on a break, whether they were collaborating, whether they were in meetings, all that kind of stuff. And we started to identify some of the key areas they may need to change based on those environments they might find themselves in. So that's how we started to identify what our product might need to do. We also looked at our user journey through the day, so their experience with the world around them. It involved all the way from before they started work, all their interactions within the work day, and whether they were positive ones or negative ones, and where they came out at the end. So we then could map out a little bit of our user journey and start to storyboard how our service could interact with that. And we came up with something we call Workwell, which is a dynamic and customisable work environment that optimises productivity, flexibility and happiness. Okay, it's got high spec. And it generally solves the problem of generic office environments when everyone requires different environmental setups to achieve their goals and different environments depending on the type of work they're completing. We came up with basically a 2-pronged product. An approach that tackles both your virtual working environment and also your actual working environment that you find around. So you've got a computer desktop and your actual office there. We also identified one version to be our end user Paul, so your everyday office worker, and the other one was aimed at Brian, our office owner. So, without further ado, I'll take you through our prototype, or Rebecka will, hopefully, if it all works. We've got sound on.
meet Paul, a 32-year-old working as an account executive for a company in central Manchester. After a pretty relaxed weekend with beer and Mario Kart, he's on the bus after work again Monday morning. I started thinking about his work day. Paul brings up his phone and opens up Workwell, where different modes are suggested to him for the day. The modes are proposed based on meetings that are scheduled in his calendar and learnings of his historic modes, and they can be adapted as he wishes. When Paul gets to work starting his computer, automatically general mode is turned on as planned in Workwell. In general mode, Paul wants to be able to productively work. However, he wants to be able to be reached by his colleagues in the office and also on his phone. So in this mode, Paul can access all email and office applications. However, social media applications such as Facebook, Twitter, and those notifications are unavailable. A customized music playlist for general mode is being played for him in his headphones. His mobile phone shines a green light to symbolize to his colleagues that he is working, but that it is okay to disturb him, and the ringtone on his phone is automatically set to buzz. After 45 minutes of some emails and admin, Workwell sends a push message reminding Paul to drink a glass of water. This is one of a few tips that Paul has selected to be reminded of during the day. Other tips he can get are, for example, take a walk around the block, have a fruit, prop up your stand-up table, etc. It's now 11 a.m. and Paul has scheduled to go into focus mode, since he has a large report that needs to be written. In this mode, he doesn't want to be disturbed. So his partitions automatically goes down, and the lighting in this area is turned to blue, suitable for focus. If he wishes, other lighting can be chosen, such as red, yellow, or green. In his headphones, his playlist turns to classical music, as he finds this the best way to focus. His email is turned off, and social media's notifications are gone as before. Also, no tips will be sent to him in his focus mode. Phone is turned to red, do not disturb, and ringtones are shut off. When it's time to go for a break, the partitions go up and the lighting resumes to normal. He's now in the mode to being social, so his email is turned off. However, the social media application and his tips are turned on. On his way home at the end of the day, he's been through several modes that have made him more productive and happier. On the bus, he picks up the phone and the Workwell app and sees the summary screen reviewing the modes of his days with different statistics. This allows him to reflect and review over his day and perhaps adapt his workday accordingly.
Do you want to play? No, okay.
That's fine.
We'll put it on what.
So this is just how the app itself might work. You put your hands there, all the buttons you might press.
Do you think I should take the screen out?
model, the two modes. The app is a standalone thing that anyone could have on their laptop and their phone, just to allow them to create those flexible working environments have a standard mode that would be like a normal app price, about £1.50. But then we'd have a pro version that would have some sort of monthly subscription once we worked out the costs that would involve all the historic learning, reports and full customisation. Then we've got the full office integration, so in case that wasn't clear from the video, that involves things like the lighting changing, the partitions coming up to allow you to focus, and potentially loads of other stuff once you've identified it. There'd be a one-off cost of approximately, we think, maybe 2 to 4k per desk or occupant as an installation. And then we'd have some sort of subscription service that provide customer support, the app itself to integrate on all their softwares, and it'd also allow leaderboards, so we could get more of that in-house competition between people, you know, seeing how productive people are being, because hopefully you're seeing more productivity in your team, you get people wanting to work on projects, show their collaboration, and monitor the participants, and we haven't decided on the rates of that because it'd be quite bespoke depending on what each environment wanted. So,
Another question?
How many moves are there?
yeah, we got at Lisbon.
Collaboration mode?
We had a collaboration mode, so that was, you know, like when you want to be chatting with your colleagues, you're maybe wanting to come up with lots of ideas and things, so you kind of don't mind having most of your functionality on, you're not really at that not disturb point. Then we decided there would be focus mode, you know, you've got that deadline at the end of the day, you don't want phone call interruptions, you don't want emails from your friends just going, oh hi, what are you up to, you don't want social media, and it's almost to start making yourself realise how much time you're wasting checking in on Facebook or this or that. So it really just kind of allows you to do that focusing. Then we've got break mode, so that's like automatically when you say I'm on break, it allows all those notifications to come through.
And you're allowed to go to social media because some businesses struggle with this today. How do we do with social media? Can they do it or not? But now they're allowed to be spot and they can also monitor it. But
Yeah, because we found businesses either let you use social media or they've restricted it completely. Whereas this mode, you have to just assign yourself on, I'm on break mode, and people know you're allowed to be looking at those sorts of things. Then we have like meeting mode, so when it's a closed meeting you're not going to again want any interruptions, but then you might be having an open meeting where it's just at your desks and things, so in that case if it's important messages or emails you may want to still be contactable to be interrupted. And then we have general work mode, you know, that kind of half hour when you get in the morning and just checking through emails. If anyone does need to chat with you, they can kind of have a chat, but yeah, I've got stuff you've got to be getting onto, so we kind of thought it'd be different environments depending on what you want to achieve.
Suggested, and then you can adapt and create new modes.
So, because this is like freelancer or whatever worker you find yourself in, whatever environment, you can then start to set up your own customizable work modes depending on what you want.
Awesome.